Oh my fucking god, time for a new video. How are we doing today, guys? Alright, so I really couldn't find enough tapes for some reason to kind of stack my camera. So you're going to have to look at my sexy chest, or rather Slipknot shirt, for the remainder of this video. Today we'll be talking about something a little non-RuneScape related, which is always good because you see, you can't always talk about RuneScape. You gotta talk about zombies. Let's talk about fucking zombie apocalypse now. So, as you guys know, I love fucking zombies, and I'm actually starting the Walking Dead video game walkthrough. There's actually an annotation over there to my first video of The Walking Dead on Xbox 360. It's a fairly interesting game that you can actually pick what your character says, and you can actually pick the outcome of this storyline. Yes, I know it's actually pretty fucking insane, but it's actually pretty cool. Alright, so anyways, I get a lot of messages all the time talking about zombie apocalypse, zombie invasion, zombie happening, zombies taking over the planet, zombies rising out of the grave, etc, etc, etc. So we're going to talk about it a little bit. You see, guys, if a zombie apocalypse ever did happen on planet Earth, there's certain roads that, well, the apocalypse would kind of fall and follow. You see, the way that I look at it is kind of really like a fork in the road. Every stage of a zombie apocalypse, you have a fork in the road. And my theory is really there's like 3 stages or 3 forks in the road if you really think about it. For example, the first fork in the road is, of course, the first stage, which is the outbreak. Now, there's a couple different ways the outbreak can really happen. There's the straight road, which basically kind of like Resident Evil style, kind of like 28 days, 28 weeks later style, is where the virus gets unleashed. And a small portion of people get the virus. And it starts out in a small town, small city, and then it grows to something much larger. That is the first road. The second road is kind of the, you know, wurvy, twisty type road, a little more dangerous. Now this road is what The Walking Dead is pretty much based off of. Not to mention the movie Dawn of the Dead is basically pretty much any person that dies on the planet comes back as a zombie. So if you die of a heart attack or natural death, guess what? You come back as a fucking zombie. I know, it's insane. But, you see, think of it this way. Every 5 seconds in America, a new baby is born. Every 10, or I think that's actually in the world. I can't remember if it's in America or in the world. We'll just go ahead and say it's in the world. So every 5 seconds, a new baby is born. Every 10 seconds, somebody dies. Every 10 seconds, a new zombie is created. That's pretty fucking insane. If a zombie apocalypse happens like that, well, you guys might as well stay away from cemeteries, hospitals. Oh, shit titties, the hospital is actually 5 miles away from my house. Oh! Ah, yes, and the other road is basically the virus is contained. It's kind of like Night of the Living Dead where, you know, the virus is contained a little bit. Now, stage 2 is a little more, well, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of a little more interesting. You have stage 2 as being as basically pretty much there are survivors in like military bases. You know, there are basically military bases established, there are survivors, it's just the bases are very limited. That's basically the straight road. The other road is basically there are no survivors in military bases, there are no survivors in disease control centers, and pretty much, you know, you just have people as their own little militias and shit like that. And as for the other road, well, there really isn't any other road. Stage 2, there's really only 2 roads. Ah, yes, in stage 3 of a zombie apocalypse, you have the first road, which is Land of the Dead. George A. Romero's awesome movie, Land of the Dead. The first road is basically, this is after the government is gone, the militaries have basically failed, basically everything is in chaos. You have a civilization of people kind of rebuilding into her own civilization. So you have the 3 classes of people, which is the rich, the middle class and, you know, the not so middle class people. Then you have your own buildings that you're kind of creating, or you take over a building, kind of like Land of the Dead. You have your own military force, you have your own security force. You have basically jobs. People have a purpose. They wake up in the morning, they go to work, you have a currency. So that's basically the first road, kind of like in the movie Land of the Dead. The other road is kind of in the way, kind of like The Walking Dead. You kind of just have a groups of people just roaming around other places, kind of like drifters and looters in a way. And then you have the not so good road. Whew! The not so good road is, it's kind of somewhat like 28 Days Later, when, well, there is no fucking government, there's no military, there's only few people scattered everywhere, and yeah. So basically, if you get anything out of this video, you learn the 3 stages from Nightmarerh's perspective. Either way you look at it, you're going to die. It doesn't matter whether it's in stage 1 or 3, you are going to die. Yep, you're going to die. Now, you see, if there ever was a zombie apocalypse, I'll admit it, I'd probably most likely would die. Reason being is because I would try to help people. If I see someone across the street trapped by fucking zombies, I probably most likely would try to save them. And, you know, in the process, that's how people die, is because they save people. Survivors, they're always the fucking douchebag, pussy people on the planet that basically run away from, well, saving people in general. But just because I will die doesn't mean I'm going to turn into a zombie. Oh, no, 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 no. You see, I have an operation called Last Hope. Is when I'm surrounded by zombies and I know that there's no basically hope for me at all, I basically pull a little string that has TNT strapped to my body and kaboom! We all blow up. So anyways, yeah, let me know in some nasty dirty little comments what you guys think about my theory of the stages of a zombie apocalypse. Will a zombie apocalypse ever happen? Probably most likely not. If a zombie apocalypse ever happened, it would kind of be like more like Contagion, where it's kind of like a disease that kills people, not bring them back from the dead. But only time will tell. See you guys later. Bye.